You assume she's out of your life. You picture her moving on, finding happiness with someone else, while you're left behind, stuck in your thoughts. But let me ask you this, who really holds the upper hand? Is it the one who dwells on the past, torturing himself with endless what-ifs? Or is it the one who walks away without hesitation, unmoved and unshaken? Right now, you feel abandoned. It's as if she took a part of you when she left. As if everything you had together has faded into nothing but a memory. And the hardest part? You believe she never really cared. But here's the truth. You never truly lost her because she was never yours to begin with. She was merely a reflection of your own attachment, a projection of what you wanted to see. Now that she's with someone new, you tell yourself it means you weren't enough, that you lack something, that this other guy possesses something you don't. But what if I told you, the moment you stop caring is the moment she starts questioning everything? What if I told you, the only way to win is to walk away from a game entirely? Pain? It's nothing but a trick your mind plays on you. It feels real because you convinced yourself that she was the ultimate prize, that she was the goal, that she was the thing worth chasing. But that was never the reality. The real prize? It's the person you become when you stop running after what was never meant for you, when you let go of neediness, when you start living with the confidence of a man who cannot be touched. Because once you master emotional control, once you embrace true strength, you stop waiting. You become the man she looks back on, the one she lost. This was never about her. It was always about you. And by the time we're finished here, you won't just let go. You'll become the kind of man she will always remember. 1. The illusion of loss. She didn't leave what she valued. She walked away from you. At least, that's what you tell yourself. But what if I told you she didn't really walk away from you? She left behind the version of you that no longer challenged her. Here's something to think about. People don't abandon what they see as valuable. They only leave when they think there's nothing left to discover. Right now, you think she moved on because she found someone better. That's a lie. She didn't walk away because you weren't good enough. She left because she believed she had you figured out. The moment she thought she knew everything there was to know about you, which she felt completely sure of you, was the moment her curiosity disappeared. Attraction isn't about perfection. It's about unpredictability, depth, the feeling that there's always more to uncover. But when you handed her everything, your emotions, your time, your devotion, she stopped wondering about you. She already had you. And in her mind, that meant there was nothing left to pursue. Now, she's with someone else. Not because he's smarter, not because he's more successful, not because he's better looking, but because right now he is a mystery. And here's where most men make their biggest mistake. They panic. They chase. They try to remind her of what they had, thinking if they can just make her see it, she'll come running back. But that's not how attraction works. The moment you start begging for her attention, you confirm her decision was right. She doesn't miss the guy who waits for her return. She misses the one who vanishes without a trace, the one she can no longer predict. So listen carefully. She didn't leave you. She left behind the version of you that she believed had nothing left to offer. So now you have a decision to make. Remain stuck in the past and prove her right, or evolve into the man she never saw coming. 2. Mastering emotional detachment, the ultimate power. Right now, she has control over you. Not physically, not even directly, but in your mind. Every time you replay old memories, every time you wonder what she's doing, every time you check her social media just to see if she seems happy without you, you're giving her power. And the worst part, she doesn't even have to do anything. Your own emotions are the chains keeping you stuck. And the more you let them take over, the weaker you become. But let me tell you something. Power belongs to the man who is unmoved. The second you stop reacting, the moment you stop allowing her presence or her absence to dictate your emotions, that's when you regain control. This is what true strength looks like. To remain calm, to let the world shift and change while you stand firm, Do you think history's greatest men wasted time mourning over women who walked away? No, because they understood something most men never will. Emotions are like storms, unpredictable, chaotic, destructive only if you allow yourself to be swept up in them. She expects you to fall apart. She expects you to be weak. She expects you to make her the center of your world, even after she's left. And the second you do, you prove that she was right to leave. But what happens when you don't react? When she looks at you and sees a man who is unaffected, a man who isn't desperate, a man who doesn't even acknowledge her absence. That's when the balance of power shifts. That's when she starts to wonder, did I make the wrong choice? Let me tell you something. Emotional detachment isn't about faking it. It's about becoming so solid in yourself that nothing outside of you can shake your foundation. And once you reach that level, you won't just make her regret leaving. You'll become untouchable. 3. The power of indifference, how to flip the script. What happens when you stop caring? When you stop checking her social media. When you stop wondering where she is, what she's doing, or if she's thinking about you. The answer is simple. She starts noticing. Because nothing is more powerful, more unsettling, and more intoxicating than indifference. Right now, she assumes she still has you. Even if she's with someone else, deep down, she believes that if she ever wanted to return, you'd still be waiting. That's why she's not thinking about you. That's why she's not chasing you. But the moment she feels your absence, the second she realizes she no longer has a grip on your emotions, that's when everything changes. People always crave what they can't have. It's human nature. We are wired to chase what is slipping away, to desire what feels out of reach. And when you were obsessed with her, when you placed her on a pedestal, you became predictable. You became ordinary. But now you're something new. Something she can't figure out. You're not texting her, not checking up on her, not reacting at all. And that silence, that void where she once found validation, it will start to eat away at her. She will test you. Maybe she'll post something, hoping to get a reaction out of you. Maybe she'll send a meaningless message, something vague, just to see if she still has an effect on you. And here's where most men fail. They fall for it. They think this is my chance. They respond too fast, too eagerly. And just like that, the power is gone. But not you. Not anymore. Because a man who understands this game knows one thing. The only real response is no response at all. Indifference. It's the ultimate attraction switch. It makes her question. It makes her doubt. It makes her chase. But only if you have the discipline to stay silent, to walk away, to build a life so fulfilling that she no longer even exists in your reality. That's when she regrets leaving. That's when she starts craving the man you've become. 4. The strength of absence, becoming the man she can't forget. You assume she has forgotten about you. You tell yourself she has moved on, that she no longer cares about your existence. But let me tell you something. A woman never forgets the man who leaves an impact. Right now, she's not reaching out. Not because she's completely over you, but because she believes she still holds power over you. She thinks that if she ever changes her mind, she can come back, and you'll be right there waiting. But the moment she realizes you're truly gone, that's when doubt starts creeping in. Absence has a way of forcing people to think. It makes them wonder. It makes them question their choices. And human beings, we hate unanswered questions. Right now, she is confident in her decision. But when she notices you've gone silent, when she sees you're not watching, not liking, not engaging, she'll start to wonder, why hasn't he reached out? Why does it seem like he moved on so easily? Did I make a mistake? And that tiny crack in her certainty, that's all it takes to plant the seed of regret. But most men can't handle this step. They panic. They think, if I disappear, she'll forget about me. So they linger. They leave breadcrumbs, likes, comments, indirect messages, hoping she'll notice. But that's weakness. That's insecurity. The truly unforgettable men, they vanish. They walk away with such certainty that it creates an empty space where they once were. And that space, that void, it will haunt her. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding human nature. She will never regret losing a man who begs to be in her life. But she will always question losing the man who disappeared without hesitation. That's the man she can't replace. That's the man she'll always wonder about. 5. Emotional strength. Why control is the ultimate weapon. Most men let their emotions destroy them. They allow heartbreak to take over their thoughts. They let it dictate their actions. And eventually, they become weak, desperate versions of themselves. But a man who understands emotional control, he becomes unstoppable. Because here's the truth. Your emotions aren't the problem. It's how you react to them. Pain is unavoidable. But suffering? Suffering is a choice. Right now, you have two options. Let your emotions run you into the ground, or learn to take control of them. She expects you to break down. She expects you to chase. She expects you to seek closure, to prove your worth. And the moment you do, you validate her decision to walk away. But what happens when she sees nothing from you? No anger, no sadness, no desperate attempts to win her back. Just focus, just discipline, just a man who refuses to crumble over something temporary. That's when she starts to second-guess everything. Because the ability to remain calm and unaffected, that is the mark of a man who cannot be replaced. Women are drawn to strength, not just physical but emotional. A man who stays composed under pressure. A man who takes a loss and keeps moving forward. A man who doesn't collapse at the first sign of rejection. That's the kind of man who commands respect. And respect is far more powerful than love. Because love comes and goes. But respect lasts. It's what makes her think twice when she sees you thriving without her. It's what makes her regret ever thinking you were just another ordinary man. 6. You've already won. The final lesson in power. The game is over. But not in the way you once thought. You used to believe that winning meant getting her back, that it meant proving yourself, that it meant making her see what she lost. But now you know the truth. Winning was never about her. It was always about you. It was about getting to a place where her presence or absence no longer has any effect on you. And when you reach that point, you realize you've already won. She wanted control. She wanted to remain at the center of your world, even after she walked away. But instead of chasing, instead of proving, instead of waiting, you left, not out of anger, not to manipulate her, but because you understood something she never did. Real power comes from indifference. And now, the tables have turned. She's the one thinking about you, wondering if she made a mistake. But by the time she realizes what she lost, you will be too far ahead to care. This is what emotional mastery is all about. Control over the only thing that truly matters, yourself. Because in the end, nothing should have the power to shake you. Not a woman, not rejection, not even heartbreak. The man who can take a loss and still stand tall. The one who faces the storm without flinching. That's the man who is truly free. And when you become that man, you'll laugh at the idea that you ever thought you needed her to complete you. She was never the prize. You were, and now you know it.